Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. We start our video with a story about an incompetent manager who brought losses to the store where our OP worked. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Doing as my manager says. For a little background, I used to work a job for 3 years, and I was promoted to be shift manager. I'm basically a cashier that gets the privilege to count the safe. In any case, I got to softly order other coworkers on what I think will make the store run efficiently, but when it comes to anyone actually following orders, the store manager is the one in charge of them. It was a nice morning when I went to go buy some water, and my total was something like $2. To my surprise, I got a coupon after my transaction that would be $4 off my next transaction of equal or greater value of the coupon. I thought to myself, sweet, and then continued on with my day. A few minutes later, these couponers came in, and they're very aware about these $4 coupons. Basically, what was happening was a glitch happened that made these coupons print out regardless of what you bought or how much the transaction amount was. These couponers knew this, and what they were planning to do was hilarious to me. We sold small packs of Skittles that cost 67 cents. A case of them has 30 of these packs in them. Why is that relevant? These two women had 2 cases of these Skittles each and wanted to buy each pack of Skittles individually so they could get an F-load of these coupons. The cashier I was working with was very aware of this and came up to me. Me is me, cashier 1, cashier 2, C is couponer, SM is store manager. Cashier 1. Hey, these ladies are trying to buy a bunch of these Skittles to get these coupons. Me, trying to keep good customer service. Oh, well, tell her she can have 1 or 2, but we can't allow her to do that many. At this point, I go into the office and tell the store manager about the coupon glitch, and he looks at me confused. SM, there's no way buying 67 cents would spit out a $4 coupon. Me, shows him my receipt from earlier. I bought some water for $2 earlier and it gave me 1. SM, huh, well, they're pretty smart for taking advantage of such a great situation. They can buy as much as they want. Now listen, as someone who hated when couponers came into the store, I heard my store manager tell me this, and I was completely dumbfounded. I looked him in the eye, and I just stared for a solid minute. In my head, I was screaming, "Are you a effing idiot?" But instead, I just said, "Okay," and walked back out front. I go up to my cashier who's just about to finish the final transaction for this couponer, and I say, "Me, I just talked to SM. She can buy as much as she wants." Cashier 1 stares at me with intense confusion. Couponer, "Oh, bless you. I'll be right back." She grabbed her friend and went to get 4 cases of Skittles, 2 for each of them. I now call up cashier 2 to help ring out both of these ladies, as I'm now going to need to be on the registers as well to ring up anyone else that comes in line. Cashier 2 looks to me. "So you say this is okay?" Me, "No, SM says this is okay." I would hazard a guess to say that they got anywhere from $300 to $400 worth in coupons before SM comes storming out screaming, "SM, stop! The coupons are a glitch. They aren't supposed to be printing." He explains to the ladies that the coupons were not supposed to print out and that it was a glitch, almost as if I hadn't already mentioned that. The couponers left with a wallet full of coupons, and I just shook my head as SM put his hands on his hips and had a smile that said, "Crisis averted, all in a good day's work," and then walked back to the office. He was pulled into a district meeting about the incident the next morning, and he was promptly put into review for his incompetence. This coupon glitch was a nationwide occurrence, and all in all, the company lost around $900,000 due to the incident. Our store was listed as the worst store in the nation for printing off these coupons, printing a total of 800 coupons that day. I don't know what happened to SM after that, but I still regularly tell this story to my current coworkers, and I will never forget how angry I was about it. And our second story. You want it all? Enjoy shutting down for the afternoon. I work in a children's hospital, and my job is to send progress notes to insurance companies to convince them to pay for children's cancer treatments, because apparently that's something you need to do. Most all transactions work the same. I fax the insurance company the notes that we call clinicals, and they fax us back something saying, "Yes, this patient is approved for those days. Please fax notes again in 4 days." There's one local insurance company that we deal with a fair amount that's just the absolute worst. They send fax after fax with incomplete information on it, with no information, with wrong birthday so that we can't find the patient, etc. They've occasionally sent faxes with no other identifying information than their own file number for the patient. Like, we don't use your system, idiots. They send denials for the stupidest things, usually because they didn't receive clinical, until I call them and say, we sent it yesterday at 2:52 p.m. I have a confirmation that it went through if you'd like the number. Oh, okay, there it is. The worst, though, is that one of their main nurses always pluralizes clinicals as clinicals. Ugh. Anyway, we've had a patient of theirs here for literally hundreds of days. They typically send approved or denied days every couple of days, but for this patient, we got approved days the first week or so. But nothing since then. I call them about once a week and say, hey, did you get the clinicals I sent? Yes. Then can you fax back approved days? They always say, it's pretty much approved, or I'll send your request to the case manager, but I never hear anything back. I think the case manager that started this quit, and the case is just in some weird bureaucratic netherworld. More than likely, every other case manager doesn't want to do it because they'll have to review everything. This patient discharged last week, finally, she's healthy, and so I need to know the status of those days so I can close her out on my list. I call the company and say, this patient that I've been calling about, I really need an actual fax with an actual authorization number so that I can close this and not gamble a multi-million-dollar account on someone saying, yeah, I think she's approved. The woman on the phone still balks, and I say, I really need it faxed today. That every day of clinical has been sent over the past 9 to 10 months. She starts getting frustrated and says she'll call me back. I tell her that's been told to me before and no one has called. She says, fine, just refax the clinical for the days you don't have. I've already faxed everything. Well, I don't see it, and it'd just be easier for you to fax them again. I've already told her how many days were missing, but I was tired of dealing with her, and I had time, so I spent the next 45 minutes going through this patient's chart and putting all the clinical for almost the past year into one document that totaled over 150 pages. I faxed it to her. My hospital is pretty nice and modern, so although we deal with faxes every day, we don't have a fax machine so much as a program that collects and treats everything like a PDF. Much easier. Apparently, this smallish insurance company still uses paper faxes because about 20 minutes later, I get a call from someone else there asking me to cancel the fax I sent because it's been 30 minutes and it's only on page 20 or so. I say that I cannot cancel the fax because I've been requested to send everything. She hangs up. Another call comes from them a minute or so later, but it's my lunchtime, so I ignore it and go about my merry way. I get a fax from them later that afternoon that just says, all days approved, case closed. I hope I ruined their whole day, especially since they're terrible and are apparently too stupid to know how to cancel a fax from their side. Jesus, these are people's lives and livelihoods they're playing with. Glad there's someone like you in the patient's corner. And our last story. No pool party for you, Karen. We have an annual 4th of July pool party / cookout / fireworks party each year. Starts at noon and ends after midnight. We have all the summer games and fun stuff ending with a huge fireworks show set to music. Alcohol is consumed but moderated. We invite all our family and friends and their friends. No kids are allowed. My friend got married last fall and wife had 3 kids. 2 males, 8 years and 13 years old. Female, 10 years old. He brought Jane last year and she had a blast and kept saying how her kids would love it, hinting for us to tell her to get them, but we ignored it. Fast forward to this past summer. Friend Mark, said wife Jane, had told her kids about the party and she thinks they were all coming. She told me he knew I did not want kids, but asked if he could bring them. I told him it would not be fair to the other people that always find sitters for their kids. On party day, I was busy setting up the fireworks show, which is pretty time-consuming because it's fired by computer and each board has electric wires running to it, and the fireworks on the board, I hear kids but figure it's the next door. I come out for some food around 4 and see Jane and her boys in the pool and the girl in the hot tub. I am livid. I yell at my wife so I could find out what's going on. She said Jane told her that sitter called at the last minute, so she just brought them because she knew we would not care. I found Mark and he told me that there never was a sitter, and Jane told him that if they just showed up we would not ask them to leave. I told him it does not work that way, and he told me he understood and was not mad if I asked them to leave. I told him it would be best if they did. When he told Jane to get the kids, they had to leave, she blew her top and transformed from sweet, innocent Jane to Mega Karen. She started screaming that if we invited her, we automatically invited her kids. She then went to even crazier, saying that she had told the kids about it and told them they could come and they would not be leaving because her kids deserve to be able to enjoy the pool and games. I've read stories with people saying how their kids deserve something someone else has, but never experienced it in real life. Mark just put his head down and apologized, then tried to calm her down. By this time, the people a mile away could hear her. Someone called the cops because they showed up while she was still in Mega Karen mode. We told them what was going on, and she agreed with us, but said her and her kids would not be leaving and no one could force them to. I was just standing there in awe that she was really doing this. When faced with the trespassing charge, she finally backed down and left, all the time threatening all kinds of stuff. Mark again said how sorry he was and that he was not upset. He's not allowed to speak for us or anyone else that did not leave the party in protest for us kicking her kids out. As crazy as this story sounds, I assure you it's 100% true. I would not have believed it had I not been there myself. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.